The name's Tower God. Don't wear it out.
So what's your name? Yullbrenna.
Ah, fresh meat!
Alright, hey everybody, Yullbrenna here with another Ability Arena gameplay video, and this time we're going to be playing Tower God, who is definitely an A-tier god, has some, a lot of strong times when you can play this god. Obviously there's some downsides to playing this god, and I'll tell you when some bad times to play it and when there's some good times to play it. So, Tower God, of course, turns one of your units into a tower and gives it extended range. So even if it's a melee unit, it will gain that extended attack range. So one of the things that most people pair with it is they put take aim on the tower, and then of course you have a unit that can pretty much hit anywhere else on the map. So when I'm playing Tower God, usually there's a couple things I like to look for. And one of those, of course, is take aim, right? I almost always go with take aim, but there are definitely times you can use it without take aim. And then I'm going to look for a lack of mobility spells, because if I'm using the Tower God, I want to make sure people can't kill my tower first, and that means eliminating a lot of mobility spells. So looking for take aim, and then of course looking for a lack of mobility so they can't get to me. So I like all these spells, pick them up. I'm getting good amount of points in take aim early, and then of course I've picked up some summons, and the really thing that I wanted to highlight that I don't pick up a lot is Astral Spirit. So I'm going to pick up Astral Spirit. There's a good amount of summons in this game, and using Astral Spirit when there's summons, when there's units, I'm going to see what kind of attack bonus I can get using Astral Spirit. So in addition to Astral Spirit, a lot of items that I also like to play is I like to play some sort of a summons build. So on one side, I'll have my tower. On the other side, I'll have a summons build, and that's because I'm going to have a lot of survivability. Matches should be a little bit drawn out because I'm going to have that invulnerability on the rest of my units when they die. So if matches are a little bit drawn out, I like to have the summons to follow it up. So picking it up summons for the time being. And that'll work in my favor because I'm doing the summons build, and of course I'm doing the Astral Spirit. So if people on the other side are picking up and doing summonings builds, that works for me, and that means more damage from Astral Spirit. So I've got that going. I've got a good amount of points. Really what I'm looking for with the tower is, of course, I got the attack range. I want some attack damage with Astral Spirit, so I've got that. And then I do have a little bit more attack damage with Jingu, which also have some lifesteal, and then I'm trying out Broodmother, who's innate, causes you to gain lifesteal if you're killing a unit. And so really the only spot that is left is attack speed, so I need to find that, and so far I haven't done it, but going well to start. So since I'm doing well to start, I've kind of just aggressively upgrading. Tower God doesn't depend on shop level, so I'm probably going to stay at shop 4 unless things drag out and I need to go to shop 5. My silencer gets hooked, not a big deal because he got out his summons and that's where most of the damage is. Got a good amount of attack damage, still lacking that attack speed, so the tower isn't to its full potential. And there we go, I've hit my last upgrade for the foreseeable future. So you can see there is that mobility with charge, so he's gotten to my backline a few times, but my plan usually with Tower God is to have Chronosphere in the game. And so Chronosphere that I'm just picking up right now will stop that charge, because most of the time they're going to be charging across the map, and I should have that charge, or I should have that Chrono up before they get all the way across, and they'll get stuck into the Chrono. So of course I don't want to throw all mags in one basket, which is why I have the 2 spells of Mortimer's Kisses and Chain Frost. So I'm going to have a summons build, a lot of physical damage. Of course my Tower God is going to apply a lot of physical damage, and then pairing these 2 spells with Chronosphere I think works out really well. Chrono's going to hit the backline because I don't really have a lot of backline, and my job is to tear through the front line, but Mortimer's Kisses should help with that. And then of course Chain Frost as well. So if I can get Chain Frost up, I get Mortimer's Kisses out. That's a lot of good magical damage to keep my damage mixed. So Tower God, you can see already providing its strength. I've got, you know, a good tanky front line, and I'm putting some Frost Shield on there, putting some Inkswell, and of course I've got Spike Carapace in there, and then I've got the Chronosphere. So a really tanky front line, that's working out real well. As far as summoning build, I'm trying to see which summons build and what pops the most. So I sold Bear, wasn't finding a lot of the Bear, so I'll go with this Wolves start. But then of course I find Chaotic Offering, and that's really what I want to pair. The other ones are showing up, so I'll have Chaotic Offering, Vampiric Spirit, and then Call of the Wild for my summons build. This guy's got a little bit of a tanky front line, and of course the lack of an attack speed is hurting me for sure. So I definitely still am looking for some attack speed. That'll be the last piece of the puzzle. I am finding a lot of good magic damage, and I'm surprisingly finding a good amount in Astral Spirit. Astral Spirit usually isn't a contested spell, so you shouldn't be too worried about finding points if you want to go the Astral Spirit route. Of course, you know, looking for a lot of summons. You can see I'm trying to find some attack speed items, preferably a Bloodrage, but I'll take Fervor for the time being, and then potentially some Bloodlust. I have my Oracle buffing up my Broodmother as much as I can. So of course I could go with a Tearblade for the tower. That's actually a really good, really good agility gain, best agility gain in the game. But I'm going to see how this Broodmother innate works out, see if there is a lot of healing involved with it. So I'll just stick with it, and I need a little bit more frontline. So I'm going to add Primal Beast to the mix. He'll cast his Chain Frost and then get in there and tank some damage to protect the Oracle, protect the Silencer, and of course protect my tower. So with all the summons that I do have from the Silencer build, that's why I grabbed Tag Team. Just ramps up the damage, and once Primal Beast gets in there, it'll do really well. And of course, since I've got Chain Frost, I've got Mortimer's Kisses, nothing wrong with picking up Vacuum. So right now I'm going to have a delayed Vacuum approach and put it on the Primal, so after the Chrono goes off, it'll vacuum everybody up. May switch it up and put it on the Ogre, we'll see. So the summons build really working out. Don't have a lot of attack speed on the Broodmother, so the summons build, Call of the Wild, getting it to super, is really helping out. So Silencer, and of course I put him kind of on the other side, so he's getting targeted all by himself. Now I find a lot of good spells. I find Bloodlust. I do need more if I have it with Fervor, so I definitely want to pick up Bloodlust and a few of these other spells. You can see the range with Take Aim, with the Tower God. Pretty much, if you put them not all the way back, but kind of right where I put Broodmother, you're going to be able to hit almost everywhere on the map. Back on a winning streak, only lost a few here, and it's looking really good, honestly. Guy was super grouped up, which benefited really low out the chrono. I've got 2 attack speed items. I think I'm going to go with Orchid and the Silence. I think the Nullifier here might need to be a little bit closer to use that, but I'll go ahead and go with the Ogre. I think Orchid is a safe option, provides a lot of good benefits, the Silence and of course the attack speed. And since I'm running a Summons build, Inner Beast pops up. I do need more attack speed, of course, on the Broodmother as well, so this definitely helps. Inner Beast is one of those spells you can give it a level 3, you can move it to level to super, you can do it all the way to Gaben. I think it's a good spell regardless, so definitely a worthwhile pickup, especially if you're running a summons build or you know, want your units to benefit from the attack speed. So just surviving that one, but kept our winning streak. I'm going to stick with level 3 on Chrono. I don't see any reason to go past that. I think it's kind of a bait to go past that. But it can be valuable in some situations. I do like Press the Attack. It's one of my favorite spells, but I kind of think it just doesn't fit in at this moment. Especially with Tower God, every time one of your units dies, the other units become invulnerable. I don't think Press the Attack is maybe as valuable in those circumstances, so builds are pretty much finalized as is. I just need to find the key spells now. So that tag team on the front line does a lot of good work, and I do a lot of damage there. So it worked out real well. And then taking down his carry and the Silencer and the Broodmother are perfectly comboed. So they're topping the damage charts right now when the physical damage is needed on a prolonged fight. But if I can get that magic damage, it's also working out really well. Two supers I could choose from. I think Vacuum and the increased radius is more powerful, but I'm going to go for it on Inkswell Super 2. One of those spells that can be valuable. Tag team doing huge work, and I completely melt them now that they're all grouped up by Vacuum. And also, if you saw, I stopped the charge on that one too, so the movement that is available, which is really, you could see Burrow Strike and the charge, not many other movement speed or mobility spells, maybe a swap, but there are a lot of them are getting stopped by the Chronosphere, so working out real well so far. I finally find some points in Bloodrage. You know, I only have 2 points in Fervor. And I'm going to swap spells around a little bit so that my front line gets hit by the Inkswell and by the Frost Shield and just becomes really tanky. You can see when I get a good vacuum off, Oracle is topping the charts, and same with Primal Beast is doing a lot of good damage. You know, Chain Frost, naturally when they're grouped up, is going to do a lot of good damage, and then of course the Mortimer's Kisses as well. So 2 good spells, comboing with Vacuum and Chrono really well. Really happy where the build's going, except for the attack speed that I just haven't found. A little bit into Bloodrage, a little bit into Fervor, but nothing's really popped compared to my other spells. Let's see if I can finish this one off. And I do. So his Shadow Fiend is doing a lot of really good damage, and his Earth Spirit, frankly, is tough to take down at this moment. So definitely somebody that could be challenging. He is in 4th place now as we get to the top 4. But that's the only player I've really felt that I've struggled with. Heavenly Grace, I don't find the extra strength valuable at this current moment because I'm putting it on my tower rather than on a frontline unit, so I'll keep it at level 6 for the time being. Finally get Bloodrage also to level 3, so it's at a constant attack speed, which has been really what I've been missing. So definitely swap that out and put it in, and my build is hopefully complete at this point. I get the last point into Frost Shield and to Bloodlust. I'm going to keep those at level 3. You can see I'm not going to the Vampiric Embrace past Super. I've actually found that the Gaben is bugged and it's not stunning, so that's actually why I'm not going for the Gaben on the skeletons. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one too, but it's felt bugged to me. This guy did have Gaben's Spear, which could have been a big time play. Unfortunately, he only got the spear off once and only hit my tower and another unit. Going for it on Inner Beast, so now my summons build is going to be even better. And thought about going for Chaotic Offering Super. Provides that on death, an extra golem for some more damage, but at the moment I'm holding off. Usually I definitely do it on a frontline unit, but not so much on a backline unit. So it comes down to its Earth Spirit and a Shadow Fiend again. So close to killing off the Earth Spirit. Just couldn't take it down. Running in a summons build, Book of the Dead. Definitely like that choice. So I'll go ahead and go with that. And I get Call of the Wild to Gaben, which I'll add. You've already got from the Super. But it also is going to summon Ancients as well. And then Mortimer's Kisses is going to be adding even more kisses, so extra damage there. So I should have some good Gabens. Let's see if that'll turn around and I can get back to a win. So much better in that aspect. Get Bloodrage 2 super, which will add some added attack speed and put a little bit of spell amp on a unit next to me. So 2 units next to me doing a lot of spell damage, so definitely putting Bloodrage on them, that'll be helpful. So really tanky Earth Spirit, he's got a lot of armor on him. I do have the Astral Spirit, which should be adding a ton of attack damage, so hopefully the added attack damage and the recent Gapins that I got should be enough. Oh, again, almost killing off the Earth Spirit. Feels like I'm just there, even with the added attack damage. But it's struggling a little bit. So the reason I'm going for Take Aim Assassinate, I do need a little bit of added damage, and that gives that the Assassinate at Gaben. And I pretty much have... I might as well upgrade because I really need to find spells, and I need the most opportunity to find those spells, so that's why I max shopped. So I tore through that opponent, you know, with the Bloodrage Gaben, putting it on the Chain Frost or the Mortimer's Kisses. Working out real well. Gonna get Vampiric Spirit to at least super. And just more summons that'll add, because it looks like Silencer is getting hit by the Earth Spirit, so I'll go for it on there as some added stuns. Really close on a few spells: Vacuum, Inner Beast, Chain Frost. Those all could be huge for me. So let's see if I can hit some of these spells and hopefully can beat this guy. Let's see what happens. So yeah, you can see this Earth Spirit is definitely countering my build. You know, the invulnerability that the tower provides, he's doing Culling Blades through that, so my units aren't surviving. He's got the Stolen Strength that he's getting from all of my summons, so he's countering my summons, he's countering all the physical damage that I have, so I need to either get my magic damage up or stop some of his damage. So Chain Frost is going to be really huge if I can get that up. Mortimer's Kiss is already maxed out, and maybe the Wraith Pack, if I can get that all the way to Gaben, maybe that'll help out. Okay, so definitely need to turn some things around, and I think going for Bloodrage Gaben could be it. I need some percentage-based damage, so I need to find Bloodrage Gaben. I've got the Wraith Pack, so I'm going to have the decreased damage from him, but I really need to find percentage-based damage, or I need to get Chain Frost up. So Chain Frost, you can see I top the damage charts with Primal Beast, but as the round drags on, I'm not getting any more damage out of the Chain Frost because it eventually ends. So Chain Frost Gaben, Bloodrage Gaben, those should turn it around for me. I've got a little bit more health here, so maybe I can seek out a win, do some positioning, but I think I really got to hit these spells in the next round or two, or I'm out. So you could see, even with the Astral Spirit at Gaben, I was getting about plus 700 damage, and it still is not enough. I mean, he's got about 90 armor, which is like 70% damage reduction physical, so it just wasn't enough. But I hit 3 huge Gaben tiers. I get Chain Frost to Gaben, I get Vacuum to Gaben, and I get Bloodrage to Gaben. So I've got a lot of magical damage coming in. I've got the percentage-based damage that Bloodrage provides. This looks like it's coming down to this last round. I need to cut through. I don't have a lot of background damage. I need to cut through this Earth Spirit, and hopefully it'll be enough. Let's see if all these Gabens turns it around for me. It looks like the Chain Frost is doing a lot of really good work, and the percentage-based damage from Bloodrage is working as well. So those two things combo together. I tore through the Earth Spirit and managed to turn around. So hope you enjoyed this video. Kind of showed where an Astral Spirit can be really good and maybe when it can fall off. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.